Hey guys, welcome to Amen Clothing YouTube channel. So in this channel, we use patterns to create unlimited designs. And today is about strap flare top. So these are the variations of strap flare top. It also comes in gown. Okay, so long as you get the upper part of it nicely, it also comes as gown. So let's head straight to the pattern drafting tutorial. So this video is strictly for the pattern, okay? This is my basic bodice front. I'm labeling front, and I'm gonna have to impute my side bust dart and also my waist dart down to the hemline where I want it to stop. I used 4 inches after my waistline. So my neckline is still on the basic. I haven't done anything to it. So this is a basic pattern. The next thing we're going to do is to impute my bust circumference. The reason why I'm imputing bust circumference is because I do not want to leave any cleavage. I'm a modest fashion designer, so I do not want to leave any cleavage at the upper part of my bust. So when I use a jacket, a blazer on this very particular flare top, my upper bust wouldn't show. So I'm going to be joining my bust circumference to enable me know where my upper bust area starts. Okay, so I will know the depth of my neckline. So that is why I'm imputing my bust circumference. And if you don't know what bust circumference is basically the distance between your bust point to your under bust, and you take it all the way around. So that is what I'm going ahead to do now. I'm going ahead to join those dotted lines all the way around to form my bust circumference. Okay. So that's what I'm doing right now, joining it together like so. So having done that now, as you can see, I've imputed my bust circumference. We'll go ahead now to start imputing our contour guidelines. The reason for contour guideline is so as this strap area, the very neckline, laps to your chest. As you can see, it is without shoulder. So it laps to your chest. So I'm imputing my neckline contour guideline. If you want a detailed tutorial on contour guideline, leave a comment in the comment section and I'll consider making a video on that. I'm also going ahead to draw in my my shoulder contour guideline. These contour guidelines are so every part, the shoulder area where the strap is going to be, my neckline, even my armhole, so everything laps on my body, like it gums on my body and no place is gapping. Okay, so I'm going ahead now to impute my armhole contour guideline. Okay, so that's the next one I'm going to do now. I'm going to impute my armhole contour guideline. And I'm using my tape to measure 5 inches after the very first line. And I'll be using my scissors to join this all to the bust point. Every contour guideline is coming into the bust point, or how do I put it? They are focusing their attention to the bust point, okay? From where you took the contour guideline, they are coming to the bust point. So I'm going to be determining the depth of my neckline. Okay, I'm using 6.5 inches, somewhere above my bust circumference. And since my basic depth neckline is 3, I'm going to have to check it, 6.5 inches. And that is my depth for my front neckline. And going over to the armhole area for the strap, I'm marking 3.5 inches. I'm going to mark the 3.5 inches line, okay? And so because this is a strap, we do not want any shoulder. I'm going to be removing 2 inches from my shoulder, okay? I'm going to be removing 2 inches from my shoulder. Then that is where my strap is going to lie on my body, 2 inches from my shoulder. And from that very 3.5 inches, I'm going to be removing half an inch all the way around my armhole. I'm going to be removing half an inch all the way around my armhole. So I'm joining that 2 inches to the half-inch round armhole like so. I hope you understand what I'm doing right now. I'm joining them like so. So I'm going ahead now to join that very particular 3.5 dot to my 6.5 to create my neckline for the front. Okay, to create my neckline for the front. And I'm going ahead to draw it, okay, to create my neckline for the front. So yeah, this is what I'm trying to do to see. And I've gone ahead to draw that, and this is what it looks like, okay? So this is what it looks like now. So next thing I'm going to be doing is that there is a design I want to put in the front of this dress. Okay, you see the design by the time I'm done sewing. Like I said, this is the pattern drafting tutorial. I want to put a design in the front area. So that portion of the design is what I'm trying to get out now from the pattern. That portion of the design is what I'm trying to bring out now from the pattern. Everything has to come from the pattern so that nothing is gapping. Okay, that portion of design is what I'm bringing out from the pattern now. So I'm reducing the neckline. It looks as if it's so high, so I'm reducing the neckline, okay? So I'm kind of withdrawing it like so. And this is what it looks like. I'll go ahead to cut with my scissors now to the shape that it's actually supposed to be. On the armhole area and to the shoulder, I've removed this. And also on this very particular part, I'm going ahead to remove like so. So this is actually what we are going to be having before we attach our strap. Like I said, I want to give a design to this very particular area, and I've written design on it and I've labeled A. Now remember that this very particular part of the armhole is going to have a strap to complete it to the shoulder. Okay, so you want to measure or mark asterisk on that very particular pattern so you know that this is the length of your strap. So I'm going to mark asterisk on my foundation pattern, on all the foundation pattern that went through the armhole area, so I know that this is my strap length. I'm going to measure the length together, and that is going to be my strap length, so I don't come and I don't adjust and adjust and adjust while sewing. So those are my strap lengths. Okay, now that is my design area. That is my design area. That contour guideline that went into the design area, I'll go ahead to open it up because it's now a dart. I'll go ahead to open it up and close it. Please, I hope you understand what I'm saying. I'll go ahead to open it up and close it. And I'm using my masking tape now to close it up. And also, there is another contour guideline that went into the armhole area, the shoulder area, that is in form of a dart. At some point, I found out that this very part that I'm doing now, it's not really necessary, but since I'm already doing it, I just had to, because this is tailoring. You don't want to leave any stone unturned. So when you're sewing or during the fitting, nothing becomes an issue. So this is what it should look like now. And let's head straight to the main pattern. Now we'll go ahead now to start opening our darts, okay? To start manipulating our darts. Firstly, I'll go ahead to open my side bust dart. So I haven't opened my side bust dart. I'll go ahead to start opening all the contour darts into the side bust dart. I'll open the contour darts and close them, and then open them up at the side bust dart, as you can see me doing right now. I've closed the neckline contour dart. I'm going ahead also to open up the shoulder contour dart, and I'll close it and open it at my side bust dart. I hope that makes sense. Exactly what I'm doing right now. So I'll go ahead also to open my armhole contour dart, close it up, and open it at the side bust dart, okay? Just like so. So this is what it looks like. I'm taking off that excess. It isn't needed, okay? Just that very part. So this is what it looks like now. And then at this very point, we're making progress, okay? So I'm going ahead now to check what this part, the reason why that tilted area is there. And of course, I'm going to have to take the very pattern that I told you that is the design, because we are going to be fitting this design into these main bodies. So I'm trying to see if they are in alignment after I've done all the pattern manipulation. I'm checking if they are in alignment, and there are slight changes. So I'll go ahead now to show you what you're going to be doing. So since that my very design area is in alignment with my neckline contour, and the actual problem is because of the armhole area, so I'll go ahead to take the original pattern and mark that armhole area on that design pattern, okay, like so. And then I'll be taking off that part. It's no longer needed. I'll be taking off that part. It's no longer needed, okay. So now I'm going to be fitting it, and as you can see, it's perfect on it, okay. It's perfect on it. So I'll be adding a fresh pattern paper on this my main bodice to smoothen out that area. So I've added a fresh pattern paper, and I'm going to give my neckline a very nice curve. I'm going to give my neckline a very nice curve, okay. I'm going to give my neckline a very nice curve. I hope you understand what I'm doing, what I'm saying clearly. Please, if you have any question, leave it in the comment section. I'm going to give my neckline a very smooth curve, and then I'm going ahead to cut like so. So having done this now, that is it for everything that has to do with the neckline. So we'll go ahead now. I'm trying to through this, and as you can see, everything is in order, everything is in line, is perfect. So we'll go ahead now to start the flare, okay? For us to start the flare, I'm going to open my bust apart measurement at the waistline. As you can see, I'm not cutting from the dart, only the bust apart measurement, and I'll close up my side bust dart, opening it at that very particular place, like so. So after doing this now, this is what it should look like. Then I'll go ahead to use my ruler to draw in my guidelines. Okay, after I've taped it down, I'll go ahead to use ruler to draw in style lines where I'm going to be slashing and spreading, because I really want the flare to be full. So I'm going to be using my ruler to draw in more style lines. So I slash and spread more because I want it to be full. And if my fabric is enough, it's going to be 2 layers of flare. It's going to be 2 layers of flare. That is if my fabric is enough, okay. But then we keep drafting. So I'm drawing in my style lines, and I'm going to be slash and spreading on these very style lines that I've drawn, okay. So I haven't done that. I'm using my scissors now to slash these style lines, okay, to form more flare, So I'm going to be slashing and spreading to form more flare, okay. So that is it. And I'll slash and spread this whole pattern on a fresh pattern paper, so it comes out as a whole, and you kind of understand clearly what we're doing. So it comes out as a whole, okay. So I'll slash and spread this pattern so it comes out as a whole. The more you slash, the more flare you're going to have. So depending on the fabric and how you want your flare to be, you should be careful while slashing. So I've slashed and spreaded it, and this is what it looks like. So this is my armhole area I'm labeling. This is neckline. And of course, this is my center front, okay? And this area is where I'm attaching the strap to. I'm putting an arrow there. So this is my flare. This is what it looks like. This is what the front pattern looks like, okay? So this is what the front pattern looks like, all right? This is what the front pattern looks like, okay? So that is it for the front pattern. We'll head straight to drafting the back of it. So I'm having my basic back bodice, and I'm labeling back, okay? The back is actually simple, but it is also not simple. So you want to watch till the end. The back is actually simple, but it's also not simple. So I'm removing 2 inches, exactly what we did to the front, from the shoulder. And also 1/2 inch from 3.5 inches on my armhole area. I'm trying to get the very part of my front, so I threw it and I'm sure it's 2 inches. Okay, I've seen it and I'm doing it's 2 inches. Okay, so I'm measuring 3.5 inches like so, and for that 3.5 inches, like we did to the front, half inch all the way down the armhole, all the way around the armhole. We are removing half inch all the way around the armhole. Okay, so we'll go ahead now to join these things together. So having done that now, I'll go ahead to determine the depth of my back, the depth of the neckline of the back. Okay, so I used 7 inches and I'm going to connect it to that 3.5 inches to give my neckline a smooth curve, to give my back neckline a smooth curve. Okay, so I'm going ahead now to smoothing it out, and this is my back neckline. So like I said, the back is simple, but it is not simple. Okay, so I'll go ahead to, or I do the next step, which is using my scissors to remove those parts to bring it to the actual way that it should be for cutting on the fabric. So I'm removing it like so. I'm also going to be making a design at the back. So that very part that I removed, I'll just keep it safe because I'm making a design at the back. I'm also going to be making a design at the back. So I haven't done that now. Next thing is to draw in our slash lines, our guideline for the slashing and the spreading for the back, okay? So having drawn the star lines, I'll go ahead to slash and spread and also spread it out on a fresh pattern paper, okay? Do not forget to watch the sewing tutorial. And that's just it. I'll see you in the sewing video, okay? Bye.